Hi and welcome to the video. I'm at JFK's Terminal 8 today and I'll be travelling to Heathrow with British Airways in their Club World cabin. This is my first time back at JFK since BA moved here from Terminal 7 at the end of 2022, so I was keen to see what the changes looked like and try out their new lounges. That previous visit to JFK included my one and only visit to the British Airways Concorde room, and you can watch that video by clicking on the link in the description below. There are 3 lounges here in the main terminal, as well as an Admiral's Club lounge over in Concourse C, and these have been named after areas that are common to both London and New York. The Greenwich Lounge, which is for Oneworld Sapphire members or the equivalent to BA Silver, and can also be accessed when flying on an international or transcontinental business class ticket. The Soho Lounge, which is exclusively for Oneworld Emerald members, equivalent to BA Gold. And finally, the Chelsea Lounge, which is for travellers flying American Flagship First or BA First Class, and is also accessible to American Airlines Concierge Key and British Airways Gold Guest List members. First up was the Greenwich Lounge, which I would have been eligible to access via my business class ticket if I had no other status with British Airways or on another Oneworld airline.
Thank you very much.
I've visited this lounge previously when it was a flagship lounge, and you can see the video for that trip by clicking on the link in the description below. I've been a big fan of this lounge in my previous visits, but it was clear by the meagre buffet offering and display that service had been considerably scaled back from its previous days as a flagship lounge. The lounge has been opened up to encompass the old flagship dining room, the bridge and the old Admiral's Club, so it's a fairly decent sized area. And one of the best selling points of this, and any lounge to be honest, are the great apron views out of the window. Now it was time for my next destination, the Soho Lounge, which along with the Chelsea Lounge was located on the other side of the concourse. The Soho Lounge is provided as a slightly more exclusive lounge for travellers who are in possession of Oneworld Emerald status, which is the equivalent of British Airways Gold, travelling with a Oneworld carrier regardless of the cabin that they're travelling in. Like the Greenwich Lounge, it has some fantastic views over the apron, but is considerably smaller and is split into a bar and lounge area, a more formal dining zone, and then a load of soft seating and small booths around the rest of the lounge. Here you'll find an improved offering of both food and drinks, with a small selection of buffet items available for self-service, and cook-to-order items available via the QR codes on some of the tables. There was a really good array of options available to order, including mains and desserts, as well as a good choice of beers, cocktails and wines. Let me know in the comments what you would have gone for. To be honest, I feel the menu puts BA's own offering at its equivalent Galleries First lounge at Heathrow to shame. I ordered myself the burger with bacon and cheese along with some fries, and it was actually really good. For dessert, I couldn't decide between the cheesecake or the ice cream sandwich, so I decided to indulge my sweet tooth and try them both. After relaxing in the lounge for a couple of hours, it was time to head along to Gate 20 where my flight was due to board. I was really impressed with this first visit to the Soho Lounge and look forward to coming back at some point in the future, as well as hopefully getting to try out the Chelsea Lounge. Boarding was well organised and done by group number, and as a BA Gold I was able to board with Group 1. My aircraft for tonight's flight to London was this 3-year-old Boeing 777-300, which I believe is the newest 777 in BA's fleet. There are 2 Club World cabins on the 777-300s, a smaller cabin consisting of 12 seats across 3 rows at the front, immediately behind first class, and then this massive main cabin with 17 rows and a total of 64 club suites. I was in seat 9K in the second row of the cabin. I'm a big fan of BA's Club Suite, which is based on a customised version of the Collins Super Diamond seat with a sliding privacy door fitted to the side. An adjustable reading light is provided at head height, and you'll find ample storage around the seat, with a small vanity unit and mirror provided, behind which you'll find the literature pocket, and 2 additional storage areas to the side, one of which contains the headphone jack, USB and universal sockets. This also contains the remote control for the IFE system, and the seat controls are conveniently located next to the armrest. The tray table slides out from under the 18.5-inch IFE screen and is very sturdy, and I like the fact that you can fold it in half. In the footwell you'll find another storage area as well as ample legroom. I'm 5'11" and I couldn't reach the footrest when the seat was fully upright. As boarding continued, the crew came round with a choice of orange juice or champagne, and I decided to have a look through the menu for tonight's flight. I opted for the roasted tomato soup, followed by traditional Christmas dinner of turkey and all the trimmings. Let me know in the comments what you would have gone for. As boarding completed, I had a quick look at the IFE system. The screen is large and I found it fairly responsive for the most part, but occasionally it did take a while to respond. There was a good choice available and I opted for the latest instalment of Mission Impossible. We then pushed back from stand and began our long taxi across to runway 13 right. Our route tonight would take us northeast over Long Island and Nantucket, passing to the south of Nova Scotia as we cross the Atlantic, and then making our approach over Penzance and Plymouth before finally arriving at Heathrow. If you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button, leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel. Service began quite quickly after we'd reached our initial cruising altitude, with the intention of letting people maximise their sleep on this overnight flight. I had chosen the roasted tomato soup as my starter, which was okay but nothing special, and followed this with the turkey, which was actually very tasty. I didn't bother with dessert as none of the choices were particularly appealing, and I instead opted to try and get some sleep. After a few hours of rest, I woke with about 90 minutes of the flight left to go and was promptly asked by one of the crew if I wanted any breakfast. Unfortunately, the choices for breakfast were very basic and I didn't really fancy either of them, so instead I opted to have some pastries and chose to have breakfast in the lounge upon arrival. As we continued our approach towards London, I enjoyed watching the changing colours outside the window as the sun started to rise. We were also lucky enough to get some stunning views of London as we came in over the city on our approach to Heathrow's runway 27 right. After a very smooth touchdown, we had a relatively short taxi over to a bus stand, which wasn't an ideal way to end the flight. Nothing says premium ground experience like cramming all your first and business class passengers onto a bus for a scenic tour around Heathrow. Bus gates are unavoidable sometimes, but at least airlines like Qatar provide a separate first or business class bus for their passengers. Overall though, it was another enjoyable flight with BA, but just let down a little by a poor ground experience upon arrival. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching, and please remember to hit that like button, leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos.